Assalamu alaikum, dear audience. This is Sanobra Sultan, and I'm here with another video on Sanobra's World. And today I'll be discussing about intuition. And what is intuition, or sometimes we call it having a hunch feeling, or sometimes we refer to it as a gut feeling. Now, intuition is not an epiphany. It's not something, that comes down and you have a moment of realization out of nowhere. So no, it has nothing to do with the supernatural or other things like that. Intuition is very muchly information that is stored in your brain. Now, how is that? It is the information that your conscious mind learns about. And from where does the conscious mind get that information? It gets it from the subconscious mind, which already had that information stored in it. Now, how was that information stored? Now, that information stored in your head is actually the long-term memory over the long-term period of experiences that you've had, the long-term things that you have witnessed or experienced. And what it does is that long-term memory is stored in your subconscious, which is then retrieved when you see a similar pattern emerge in a current situation. And those patterns of behavior, they actually become a database in your brain. Now, your brain actually has all that information stored, and it's not always in your head at the time, but as soon as you see a similar pattern or a similar behavior, or you're in a similar situation of decision making, all that information stored in your head comes out, and you actually, that intuitive feeling is based on that long-term memory, on that long-term database stored in your subconscious. Now, does gut feeling gets better with time? Well, it has been said that gut feeling actually does get better with practice. Because the more, and how will that practice come? That practice means experience. The more experience you have in a particular area of subject, the better your gut feeling will be. Why is that? Because that experience is actually that information, the long-term memory stored in your brain, and that information will actually lead to a better gut feeling because you have more patterns of behavior that you can examine. And what you do is that how do you get better at that database stored in your subconscious, is that what you should do is that you should notice the changing patterns to have a database. You should see what kind of patterns emerge in your behavior and what are the changes in different experiences to that database that you have. And that is it. The more experience you have, the better your gut feeling is. Now, do you think that a gut feeling should be trusted always? And or when it is that you should discard your gut feeling and say, no, this doesn't seem right? Again, like I mentioned, seem right, doesn't seem right, this doesn't feel good. These are all based on that database in your head. It has nothing to do with a moment of epiphany or a profound thought that you had out of nowhere. It is all grounded in your past experiences and learnings. Now, how do you know when to trust your gut and when not to trust your gut? Well, the key thing is that you should introspect a lot and you should self-analyze your situations. That is, you should, sit in a place, and when you are confronted with a situation where you think that I'm having a gut feeling about this, what you should do is that you should have an introspective moment where you should make a mental note or a written note about how many similar situations have I been through to this, that I have witnessed or I have experienced firsthand, or that I can relate to. Because that pattern that will emerge when you will go through that pattern of introspection will put you in a better realization of how much your gut feeling is grounded in your experience. And secondly, you should note that, am I being biased? When you say I'm having a gut feeling, so is that gut feeling based on biasness from your past experiences with a particular individuals or particular situations? So that was today's video, ladies and gentlemen. It was about intuition and how you can basically intuition has nothing to do with a moment of epiphany, and it is very much based on the database in your brain, and you can be better at gut feelings with experience. The more experience you have, the better the gut feeling experience in that particular subject matter. And the other good way is to introspect about your experiences. And that will be all that I have to say about gut feeling. So, dear audience, I shall see you again till my next video on Cinnober's World. So if you like my videos, if you like what I have to say, then watch and subscribe to my channel. I shall see you all soon. Bye bye.